This is Riz MC and you're watching Bonafide Zion.
We never expected anything like this.
Really what you can expect from it is the completed version of the album, because the earlier edition was just 10 tracks. Now you've got 10 tracks plus 4 interludes written by Zed Bias, and also all the remixes that we did for the album. So remixes from Bok Bok, Bhangra, Tru Thoughts, Plan B. For me, it's kind of the culmination of, you know, the years of work that went into making the album. Also, for the first time, it's released on CD. So the Microscope album is interesting because it's not just an album, it's also a video game and a short film, and there's this whole kind of sci-fi story world around it, which is basically that the secret government department called the DOCC, Department of Culture and Communication, is trying to control the population's mind by using these special sound waves that are hidden in everyday crap pop music. There's a sonic resistance that's trying to combat this government department, and that's the Microscope sonic resistance. So it's kind of almost like a cartoon version of Blade Runner or something like that. I suppose a good thing about being signed rather than working independently is that I can just focus on the creative side, really. Whereas before I'd have to kind of be involved in all aspects of not just making the music but also pushing the music and putting the music out there. And with a label like Tru Thoughts, it's quite a nice balance because they support what you want to do, but they'll do a lot of that work for you. Yeah, I was always a big fan of Tru Thoughts and the kind of heritage that they've got, you know, with acts like Ponte, Bonobo, and they've signed Zed Bias with EP.
Their fun comes from the glory of what names they drop the next day in this story. We'll pull out your stash, we can chat till you're fashionably horny.
For me personally, my music is about social observation, really, satire in a way. It's about kind of spotting trends or little things happening in the world around us that just start niggling away at me, and then I just need to somehow kind of make sense of it or pull it apart or take the piss out of it. My songs are a way of getting that off my chest and hopefully talking about stuff that people can relate to as well.
Ride the snakes, wait up, even with actual mates, interaction is fake like...
I remember just kind of the early 90s was when I first got into hip hop from my big brother. He just had all these kind of cassettes. Wu-Tang Clan, DOC, Dassie Effects, early Tupac, Nas. He just blew me away really, particularly like DOC. It was like athletics. For a hyperactive kid, it was just had so much energy, kind of speed and focus and precision to it. I just got excited by it. Yeah, I studied politics, philosophy and economics at university, and it was interesting in a way because, I mean, I don't really think of it as being something that influences my music directly. I just kind of see it both as being part of the same thing, which is that I'm just generally quite interested in the world around me. That's, you know, usually stuff that sparks my interest, little patterns that you can spot, you know. So maybe, yeah, you know, the same thing that drove me to do that degree is the same thing that makes me want to make music and write songs like that.
Giddy up now, ride the snakes.
So I think it's exciting because, you know, now that UK rap's kind of paid its dues commercially, I think there'll be a lot of UK rap that's maybe less market focused and is maybe a bit more experimental, that has an audience now. You know, it's interesting seeing people like Ghost Poet out there. It's really inspiring to see the success of people like Low-Key, just kind of working outside of the industry almost.
Dark horse, but we keep it pumping like the dark horse. Don't love or trust none of them dark horse.
Have I got any bad manners? I think sometimes I can burp out loud without really thinking about it. When I was younger, my dad used to tell me off for it. I was like, well, I just do it at home. And he used to say, nah, if you do it at home, you'll get used to it and you'll do it out in the real world. And I do. I burp in people's faces. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I suppose that's an ill manner or a bad manner that I've got.
They don't put their back in, huff and a puff and it's all just fashion. Frown and they plot but they haven't got their passion. Seen it all before, nothing real ever happens.